Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for part 23 of our Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Let's Play. I think this will be the last episode. I have said it multiple times before and they say that hindsight is 40/40. They don't, they actually say it's 2020 and that's the year that it is. But I'm trying to make a 40k joke, which is really, really lame. Anyway, we're at the orbital spire, and we're just going to continue.
I will hold here as long as I can, Captain.
No, brother. Rejoin our forces and bring fury to the enemy. This battle is mine alone.
Though I really
Yes,
am
sir.
quite sure that this is the end. And I'll just, as a further from what I was talking about at the end of last episode, the other chapter that I really enjoyed was the Grey Knights, but I never really got to play the Grey Knights because, well, back when I played, they were like only metal miniatures. So to build a Grey Knight army was very expensive. You know, you pay like $100 to get 10 Space Marines normally, but for $100 you could only really get like 5 Grey Knights. It was quite unfortunate. And then the Grey Knights really became the sort of overpowered group that everybody hated. To be fair, all I really... well, I don't really think that's the way we're going, but... Cheers. I'll go this way. Or maybe this is the opening. I think this is where we came in. So Wyatt is directing us back to the start. Who knows? It's very weird. Ah well. I like running. And the game is on like a set thing anyway, so we'll lose the the jump pack. I was going to say jetpack. The jump pack eventually. It's all virtually on rails in that respect. It runs out of fuel at the time that it's set to run out of fuel. I think that the issue that people had with the Grey Knights back then was basically the fact that, like, all of them were psychers, and I felt it was very cheaty. And now from what I understand, all the changes means that like you literally have multiple psychic powers available to certain people all the time now. Some people like it, some people don't. I think some of my biggest issues with the game were just like the lack of sort of balancing at the time. You know, like you really got stuck in a... Where are they shooting me from? You got stuck in a thing where like if you didn't have the tanks or you didn't have specific weapons, your army was like completely worthless.
Your brothers thought the same, traitor. Their corpses lie behind me.
And I think that was quite an unfortunate part.
Out of fuel.
See what I mean? Now we're out of fuel all of a sudden. But I also think one of the issues with the game was just how easily you got priced out of it. Because, you know, like your Rhino tanks were like $60. But the like the Whirlwind and stuff, they were like 100. So you're paying like an extra $40 for a few weapons, not a lot of weapons. Look, I can't. Obviously, I can't hit this thing with a hammer, so. It's one of the big downsides to the Thunder Hammer. It really locks you into, you know, set weapons. So I've got a pistol and I've got my bolter. That's it. The other two weapons get locked out because of the hammer. Well, it's kind of weird because, you know, like obviously you're not going to be armed with all those weapons anyway. But you would have thought that they'd just have a thing where like you mount the Thunder Hammer onto your back or something. Probably should have gone for these guys because, you know, they do a lot more damage to me than what Bloodletters are.
Destroy the weak.
Just have them stand, you know, floating in the air.
Hold the door! Kill the weak!
So I always try to swing the camera so that it's a bit better for you. Okay, that was really bad. Okay, so this one's gone into the wall. Guess he had a bit of an explosive personality, yeah. So, yep. We're about to hit the top of the tower. Way up there. Which is quite funny because, you know, they animated the whole thing for the shaft. And then they cut it. I guess it's because of the lack of elevator music.
There is much blood on your hands, Nemrod. For all those you have killed. For Sidonus. And for the Emperor. I will finish this.
Now, I can't remember if this is a straight fight to him or
Dread gods of chaos.
if there's a bit more to it.
Your herald and champion. I have burned 1,000
Yep.
worlds.
Obviously, there's a bit of a fight there, so we're going to swap the hammer for the chainsword because, you know, easier.
Fragment of your power,
What's my other weapons?
and
I don't think the las cannon's going to work. We have the storm bolter.
of the false emperor who dared claim it as their own.
Put it this way:
Lie dead
if we die,
at my
well,
hand.
we just come back and try again. Yes, there is a bit of a fight in this.
I return your dark relic to you. I offer up this world and all those upon it. I ask for the reward that was promised.
You want to talk to your gods? I will send you to them.
Admit it, Titus. The power of chaos is within you, calling to this relic. Imagine the Ultramarines dominating this galaxy in glorious conquest, with you at their head. Imagine the power you could wield.
As a slave to chaos, nothing you say could tempt me from the path of honor. Or from avenging the deaths of my battle brothers.
You are no threat to me now, Ultramarine!
Now, I'm going to spoil it a bit and say that if you're expecting there to be like this really brilliant, awesome boss fight, that's not going to happen. I think it was something that a lot of people complained about.
Grant me your favor. Corrupt my flesh. Make me demon-kind. Show this fool the true nature of power.
Spin the other way.
Better
Okay.
crippled in body than corrupt in mind.
I was sure that we had a bit more shield in that. So I don't know what killed us. That is unfortunate. Because I thought we were doing quite well to that point. But yes,
You
the
challenge
boss
me
fight in
to
this
recover
was
this fragment of your power, and I have done so. The slaves of the false emperor who dared claim it as their own lie dead at my hand.
and saying that the vengeance launchers can be very handy too. No, we'll go with Storm Bolter again, just because, you know, added bullets. And this was the only major downside of this. Like, if you died,
I return your dark.
you had to sit through the start of that again.
You are no threat to me now, Ultramarine!
That was a good angle for that one, though.
Nothing can stop my ascension! Grant me your favor. Corrupt my flesh. Make me demon-kind. Show this fool the true nature of power. Strike true! Ultramarines
Not that we really need to execute him for it, but, you know, amusement sakes.
Have you looked to the skies lately, Captain Titus? You opened a gateway to the Chaos Realm. Already, our legions are pouring through. A slave of the false emperor was trying to save this planet from one invasion. Instead, for the
I don't know if that's enough to kill this guy.
Your pathetic Imperial forces will be scoured clean from this world. Soon, my entire invasion fleet will cross into this reality.
Hopefully it's enough to hold out. You see how quickly they take down that shielding while you're doing the execution stuff.
Your task is hopeless, Titus. I have the will of the Dark Gods behind me. But you will die here alone.
We'll see.
Killing my servants matters little. I am unassailable. The gods of chaos protect me with the very energies of creation.
You forget, Nemeroth. I am no stranger to the touch of the warp.
This is what the ending boss fight is. Literally. It's like a series of quick time events.
If it takes 1,000 years, I will
Which is
rise
really
again
unfortunate.
and take my vengeance upon your flesh. Or will I find your arms open in welcome? A true son of chaos.
Never!
I mean, it's quite unfortunate that this is how they chose to end the game. Because it could have been so much better, like actually fighting him as a demon prince. That's not, like, you know, it's not this.
Will you be joining us soon, brother?
Look there, Ultramarine. You have saved this world. I see the Ultramarines are human, after all.
More than you know, Lieutenant.
That is an Inquisition ship. Black Templars. And an Inquisitor.
The damned Inquisition is here.
His injuries appear chaos inflicted. You are certain of this charge?
Captain Titus has been corrupted by chaos, Inquisitor Thrax.
I am no heretic.
You lie! Only an agent of chaos could withstand such warp exposure.
I sent the demon to oblivion.
But did you have unholy assistance? We must know. You will submit to my authority, Captain, or the Inquisition must conclude that you have corrupted every Ultramarine under your command, not to mention those who stand at your side.
Ignore his threats. Come on.
The Inquisition will destroy you, Mira, and the Ultramarines will be forever dishonored. Leave my brothers and the Lieutenant alone. I will come with you. I do not know why I can resist the touch of chaos, but I swear I will discover the truth.
We will discover many truths, Space Marine.
Codex Astartes leaves no room for doubt. You cannot touch the warp and emerge unscathed.
The Codex Astartes is a set of rules. They guide us, shape us as Ultramarines, teach us to hold duty and honor sacred above all. But how we live with those rules is the true test of a Space Marine. And you have failed.
And now you know why I don't like Leandros. He's a dick. And so ends Space Marine. Unfortunately, there was no sequel for this game. So what happened to Titus after this, as far as I'm aware, no one really knows. There was an outline of what was meant to happen, because I believe this was meant to be the start of a trilogy of games. Where I think if memory serves right, the idea was that he was tried for heresy and I think got rescued. He became a renegade for a while, and that ended like the second game, or at least the idea of the second game. And the third game, you would fight as a renegade until right at the end you would prove yourself to actually be a loyalist, and yeah, it would all end, sort of thing. I don't know if they ever planned on bringing the Sons of Nemeroth back, or Nemeroth himself, because, you know, as he stated, you can kill me now sort of thing, but I'll see you in 1,000 years or whatever. That's because you can banish them back to the warp, and once they're in the warp, well, they have the ability to come back. So, I hope you've enjoyed that. I know that it's been quite a long series, and it's been a bit of a hard slog to get through, because it really is sort of I think a niche game. It's a kind of game that you would enjoy if you enjoy the setting, but if you don't enjoy the setting, you probably don't really enjoy it. And I don't know if I'm really the best person to have played through the game with. You know, I'm not the best at the things that I do, but I try to be entertaining. So, for now, this is goodbye from me to you. And until next we meet, take care of yourselves. Bye.